like to keep track of everything that I'm doing. For that reason, I try to maintain everything, all of my universities and all my shortlisting and my knowledge about that university in an Excel sheet. This helps me track my own progress. It helps me track where my application status is, and it is just more organized. So that's how I will be starting this video as well. I hope you can see my screen. So if you see in my screen, this is how I like to organize it. So basically, I have the name of my university, the location, the ranking, department-wise ranking over here, because you might be of computer science, civil or anything, right? So you need to keep a department-wise ranking as well if you can find it on the internet. And most of the rankings you can find it on US News or even different websites like YMGrad, Yocket and a lot of those websites. Also, you can find the official ranking of the university on the university site itself as well. So after that, I try to put in an acceptance rate just to see if I will be able to get into that university or not. So this, just keep in mind, most of the acceptance rate that you find on the internet are of undergraduate level. So it might not be relevant to you if you are of graduate level, but you can just think of it in a way like that. This might be around, it's the same for graduate as well. If they are taking this number of students for undergraduate, they might be taking similar kind of ratio of number for graduate as well. Next thing is the program that you want to go. You might want to go in MS in CS, MS in data science, MS in, there are so many fields. It depends on what you are going to be choosing. So keep that all information over here. The next thing that I want to talk about is GRE and TOEFL. So one thing that I suggest everyone to do is shortlist their universities before they even start preparing for their GRE or TOEFL. Now the reason behind this is that when you prepare for GRE, you prepare for it thinking that every university is going to accept GRE, you have to send your scores in every university, but that's not usually the case. So what happens is that there are so many universities who do not require your official scores. In that case, you have to have appeared in GRE, but you do not have to send your scores to the university. You can self-report your scores. What that means is that suppose you took your GRE and you got a 320, suppose, right? Now you have an official scorecard that is provided by the ETS website where GRE, you make your account for your GRE and you do all your payments and your account is over there, right? So you will have your unofficial kind of like a mark sheet of GRE, and you can upload that directly to the university portal or your application portal. You do not have to send in the GRE marks, and this is going to save you $27 for each university. So just make sure that you know if the university needs an official score or an unofficial score. If they are okay with unofficial score, you will send them you will just upload your unofficial one that you get from the GRE website. And once you get the admit, and suppose you make your plan, make your mind that this is the university that you're going to attend. After that, you will have to send your official score. This is going to save you tons of money. So keep this in mind while you are like doing all of this process. The same applies for TOEFL as well. So that's why over here I have written unofficial, official. Now all of the information over here in this Excel sheet is not true. This is just an example. I have just created this for example purpose. So do not follow this Excel sheet. Create your own of all the universities that you are going to shortlist. Also, once you are applying for your GRE, like when you do the registration and everything and give your exam, at the end they give you an option to choose at least 4 universities where you want to send your score. Now choose these 4 universities very wisely. Choose the ones where you are supposed to send your official scores and where GRE is required. That is the reason why you should be shortlisting your universities way ahead before even going to apply for GRE or TOEFL. So this is just a money saving hack and also a time saving hack. This will help you become more clear in your entire application process. That is why you should be doing this step for the very first step in your entire application process. So after you have your GRE and TOEFL thing sorted, where is the official and unofficial thing and where you need a GRE, where you do not require a GRE, all of that, the next thing that you should keep is the website link of your specific course, so that you know, so that you don't have to always search in Google and get there. You have the direct access for whenever you need it. The next thing that you should be aware of is the deadline. So keep in the deadline of everything. If you're applying for your spring semester, keep in the deadline of spring, and if you're applying for fall, then keep in the deadline of fall according to yourself. and at the end is applied. So if you have applied, completed your application completely, then put yes, or otherwise put no. So this was just a process of trying to streamline your entire process so that you are completely organized and you know where you are with your application. Since applying abroad or applying to universities abroad is not a small process, it's not like 1 or 2 months thing, it is an entire year process. So you need to be organized in all of this. You will forget what you have done and what you have not done. Now, one more thing that I do over here is I have a cost tracker as well. So I track all the cost that is required, like ASU's application fee is $115. So I have kept it over here. Everything that I pay, I'm going to track it over here because it's very important to track your entire cost. Otherwise, you will be just lost and you won't know how you might have spent thousands and thousands of rupees. You don't want to be in that state, so keep track of your cost as well. So this was the entire process of streamlining your process. Now I want to give you some tips and tricks on what to do and what not to do, how to exactly shortlist a university. So the first thing that you should be considering is the course and the course structure and what are the subjects that are going to be taught. Now, taking reference of computer science, because that is my background and that is what I have done most of my research in for applying universities, I will take the example of computer science. So what happens is the BTech course and the master's course is not going to be like completely different. There are going to be overlapping subjects, there are going to be overlapping concepts, and that is very natural. And I think this is the case for most of the branches as well. What you need to think of over here is go through the course structure, see what are the courses that are being taught, what are in electives and what are the required courses, like you must take the courses, what is the minimum, like how many credits do you require to graduate. Keep all of these things in mind. It differs from university to university. The course selection to course electives, the required courses, if there are courses that you have to take before joining the program, there are many requirements that changes university to university. So every university that you research about, try to judge it on these points as well, because this is what you are eventually going to do over there, right? The next thing that you have to keep in mind is it a STEM course or not? Now, why is it important to have a STEM course is because once you graduate after 2 years, you will have 3 years of OPT, which you can utilize and do your work over there. You can get a job and work over there for 3 years on OPT. You do not require H1B visa at that time. So this is a very important thing to have, because the visa things, all of these things are very uncertain. You don't know when you will have it, when it will be gone. So having a certain thing is going to be really helpful. That's why try to get into a STEM course. The next thing you should be considering over here is the course a thesis course or a professional course. Now in thesis you will have to do some research work, you will have to write your thesis and all of those. In professional course, but you will be taught everything in the professional level. So industry grade level things will be taught to you and you will be ready to get into a job after that. So that is the difference. Thesis is more inclined towards research and professional is more inclined towards the industry. So choose what you want to do. Most of the research assistantship and teaching assistantship are given to the ones that choose the thesis course. But it does not mean that you should not or cannot choose the professional course, because at the end you will be ready for a job once you get out and you can make good amount of money if you get a good job. So both of them are equally good and they have their pros and cons. Try to access what will work for you and try to pick that up. The next thing is that if you are choosing a thesis course or if you are someone who is interested in research work, then try to figure out what are the different topics and what research work is actually going on in the university, if it is something that interests you or not. Now, why I am giving so much stress about thinking about the course structure and thesis and research work is that eventually you are going there to study, you are going there to get knowledge. If you wanted to earn money, you could have done that back in your country as well. But you are going there because you want to upgrade yourself, you want to gain better knowledge, and you want to upgrade yourself as a whole, right? So you want to focus on this. You want to see what is there and what is not there, if you want to take the course or not, because it is a huge investment, and if you are putting in the money, might as well get good amount of knowledge out of it as well. So this was like about course and stuff, what you should be looking into and what you should not be looking into. Now, how will you know which university to shortlist? How will that even come in your mind, right? So you might have watched many videos, you might have seen many people apply to this university, that university, you might already have so many in your mind, like Harvard, Stanford, Cornell and stuff like that, right? What you need to do is go back into your Excel sheet, list down all of the universities that you want to go to. It can be like 20, 30, 40, list all of them out. Go and research about each and every one. It is a hectic process, it is a tiring process. If you are someone who has a list of 40 universities that you want to apply to, then you will have to do the hard work to figure out which are the ones that you are actually going to shortlist. So list out all of the universities, do all of the research that I told you, write down the location ranking, acceptance rate, what are the process for GRE and TOEFL and stuff like that, and then research about the course structure if it is something that interests you or not. If you are already not interested in the course, remove that from your list. It is not worth going to. It does not matter what is the location, what is the fees, how cheap or how pricey the university is, how well known the university is. If the course does not appeal to you, you do not need to go in the university. Trust me, course is very important. Now the next thing that you might want to keep in mind is the alumni network. How will you know where the alumni of that particular university are? So go onto your LinkedIn, type in the university name, you will get the details of the alumni who have attended that university, and you can go through their profile and see where are they right now in life. Like they might be working in some MNCs, some might have their own business and stuff like that. You can go and judge people according to that and see if this university is going to provide you with the best of knowledge or not, if you are going to be, if your goals match, and just see that if you want to be in that place or not. So if you are someone who wants to get a job in some MNC and you see so many people have gotten a job after studying from here, it means that the course structure was good, the education system here was good, and they made it over there. Another thing that is going to be important is that they are the ones who are going to help you in job search later on. They are the ones who are going to provide you with referrals and tips and tricks and how to get into a good job. So having a good alumni network is also going to be important. This is the second point that you can also consider if you want to get a good job after your education in abroad. The next thing that is there is, suppose you had a 40 university list, you toned it down to like suppose say 15. Now you obviously do not need to apply to 15 universities. It is very costly to be applying to universities because each one have like $65 to $120 of application fee. You cannot be paying so much money for each and every university. You have to tone it down even further. So I would recommend you to be applying 8 to 10 universities, no more than that. Keep some of the universities in your ambitious range, some in your achievable range, and some in your easy range. Try to keep try to do 3-3-3 or make a good mix and match according to yourself, according to your profile. The next thing that you should be doing is go on to websites like YourKit, YMGrad, and look into the admits and rejects of that particular university and your course. Try to see if the people who have gotten the admits are someone who is having kind of like your profile. If they are having profile matching to yours, it means that if most of the people are having profile that is close to yours, it means that you can also get into it easily. You have to like assess yourself on the basis of your profile and see others' profile also, and according to that make your bucket of achievable, ambitious and easy universities, and then put them into your Excel sheet accordingly. Do not go with more than 10 universities. That is more than enough. If you have the universities in your easy range, there is more than 90% chances that you will get into the university. So you will at least have a university to go to whenever you want. The last thing that you want to do, suppose you have like 20 universities and you're not able to remove any of them, how will you remove and how will you tone it down to 10, right? So one more thing that you can do is now start looking into the fee structure. If they are very cheap or if they are very expensive, or are they of medium range? What is your budget? How can you afford it or not? Now whenever you apply for a university, do not think that you're going to get a scholarship. You have to go with a mindset that you're not going to get a scholarship. Getting a scholarship or not is something that we can do and think about later on. And if you already have a scholarship, that is well and great. But if you don't have it, then think of it in a way that you will need to take a loan or something and then go to the university. So in that case, you'll have to see what is affordable to you and what is not. So try to remove the universities which are out of your budget. That will help you tone the universities down. One more thing you can do is tone them or remove them on the basis of location. So if you are someone who wants to be in a hotter place, try to keep universities around California, Arizona, Texas and stuff like that. Or if you want to be in snow and in a cold climate, you can keep it around New York, Michigan and states like that. So you will have to balance them out, but I would suggest to not go with more than 10 universities. Tone them down as much as you can, and keep in mind that course is the one thing that is going to be most important. You're going there for knowledge, so might as well go in a university where you really want to study. So that was all about shortlisting universities from my side. I didn't really take a lot of notice about ranking and stuff like that. I knew that this university is good and I like the course structure, and I just chose it on the basis of that. I do not have any other basis of choosing it. I'm going there for a knowledge, and that is what I want from a university. If they can provide me with that, that's all I want. So that's how I went about shortlisting, and that is what I would suggest others to do as well. Let me know if this video was useful to you, or if you are going to follow this process. This is going to be really easy if you try to keep everything in Excel sheet. So no matter what process you choose, try to keep all of your documents on an Excel sheet. Try to keep all of your shortlisting on the Excel sheet so that you know where you are with your application. That was all for today's video. Let me know how you liked it, and if you did like it, then give it a thumbs up. Also share it with friends who are going to study abroad, who might need this video, and also subscribe to the channel because it will mean a lot to me. Keep watching videos and keep learning and keep succeeding. See you again. Bye.